Hello, guys. Today will be the first time I'll be covering a TV series. And I chose a follow up to my Creepshow episode, Tales from the Darkside. this is this was after the success of the movie Creepshow by the George A. Romero Stephen King collaboration. They decided to order for a horror anthology show. And of course, this is when the horror anthology TV started to become huge. And believe it or not, this came first let me talk about like the stats. It ran from 1983 to 1988, though the seasons didn't really start till like 84, 83 was when the pilot episode came, but they didn't kick up till 84. 4 seasons. The show was been rated as TV 14. There are 20-minute episodes, 20 to 30 minute, and it was released on DVD in 2010. On IMDb, the show has... Oh, and here's the thing. For TV show, when I do cover TV shows, I'm not going to use Rotten Tomatoes because even though Rotten Tomatoes does technically do cover TV shows, they don't do a very good job at it, like, at all. I mean, recent shows are fine. They do fine with, but older shows like this, there's nothing on them, nothing, and there's barely anything, and it's kind of a shame. So IMDb covers it excellent, but it covers TV shows very well. So I used it has a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb with about 4,200 approximate user votes. The show, of course, 4 episodes. 4 seasons, 90 episodes across those seasons. Now, the highest ranked episode is 8.2 out of 10 with 200 user votes, and it's called Seasons of Belief. That was in season 3. The worst rated episode was 3.7 out of 10 with about 100 a little approximate 115 people, and it was called Barter, and that was the second to last episode of the series. It was released in season 4, and for actors and actresses, since it was an anthology show, they had a wide range, so I just picked the actors that appeared most. Catherine Buddistone, I think is how I pronounce it. She was in The Great Outdoors. I think she played a role in that. Then John Marshall was the second most. He was in Secret World of Alex Mack. Oh yeah, the Nickelodeon show from back in. And the directors, there was 2 directors. I was gonna pick one that had directed the most episodes. It was tied. So Frank De Palma directed some. He directed Private War. And John Harrison, he directed the Dune miniseries in 2000, approximately. And the show's only available for streaming on the Shudder horror channel. It's not available to buy or rent on anything else. But granted, it's widely available in DVD box sets in like Walmarts and everywhere. It really is. I got this for Christmas, and it's probably from Walmart. It's all over. You can get it. Alright, this show was helmed by George A. Romero. He watched over it. It was kind of his baby. And yes, he does direct, I think, at least 1 or 2 episodes. He's not involved in it that much. He just kind of oversaw it. The one episode that I know he does direct is actually one of the higher ranked ones. So, based on the episode thing I talked about earlier, that's kind of the problem with the show. The episodes, they range like hardcore, like 3.7. Granted, it's the only episode to go below 4, but that's not saying much. And the highest was 8.2. The other ones were like 8. There's 2 other ones that are 8.0 around, and then the rest of them were like in the 7.0 range, and mostly 7.80 range and the 6.0 range. And then there was some 5.0 range and 4.0 range. There's kind of... I could have gone a little bit more into it, and you know what? I may cover that in another episode if I do another TV series just to make up for it, because I didn't really know what to cover for this, because there's a lot of information, and I didn't really go through fact for fact, because there's so much more in TV shows, information-wise, to cover in terms of rankings and stuff. But I would have counted how many episodes were in the 7/6, but IMDb, I don't know. They moved a feature to do that for episode lists, and I don't know how to do it, so I just decided to just not include it. But I might in the future. I don't know. But for something like this, yeah, it's so scattershot. One episode you may be watching Seasons of Belief, and the next episode would be Barter. I mean, granted, they're interesting episodes. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to say that every single one of them's god awful. They're all the bad ones are memorably bad to make more sense. Most of them, and it's not horror. It's kind of there are a lot of sci-fi elements, and it's a public it's a cable TV show, so it was kind of restricted in how far it can go in terms of gore, language, and sex. But yeah, it's pretty awesome series though. If you like horror anthology shows, this was kind of the first one. A lot of people, when they think of horror anthology shows, they kind of think of Twilight Zone and Tales from the Crypt. And I am watching Tales from the Crypt now. I just started season 4. I bought the big DVD set. I'll cover that show in another future episode too. And that's the thing. Since it was cable TV, the production value is very ranged. Like an episode like Seasons of Belief, or another good one, Trapped in a Closet, which is an excellent episode. Probably, I would say probably my favorite in the series, probably Trapped in a Closet, although there's a lot of good ones. But the production values can range from like fucking awesome to like you can tell it's a soundstage. And the difference is, Tales from the Crypt, I'm going to compare, because they're very similar. Both of them were influenced in Creepshow, the movie that spawned Tales from the Darkside. Both of them were influenced by the EC horror comics of the 50s that were hugely popular and hugely controversial. And they were both influenced by it, but Tales from the Crypt, they both tried, but Tales from the Crypt was made by HBO, and HBO says, have fucking fun, don't worry, no limitations. And that's kind of what they did. They weren't really given much limitations of censorship. They weren't given much censoring. Of course, the copy I got, it includes like anything that might have been edited out for censorship reasons or something like that. So there's that. But even then, it's like, damn, it's like a huge difference. And this show, I mean, the show has gory moments. Don't get me wrong, and it has some, I guess, a few sexy moments. But it's like, the quality does range a bit, and in all honesty, I wish there was a bit more talent. I mean, Stephen King writes a couple episodes in there, but there's not enough consistency. And the huge difference, Tales from the Crypt, the episodes are like about the same amount of episodes from both series, but Tales from the Crypt ran for 7 seasons. They had less episodes per season. These had like 20-some episodes per season. That's a lot, and each week you have to be like, with a different crew, you have to deliver a different story with, all that. It's a lot, and it shows the strain. Now, granted, every episode, you can make the case that every episode has something either memorably awesome or memorably terrible, so it doesn't always feel like a complete waste. And they are entertaining. Some are entertainingly good, some are entertaining, but there's definitely a range there. And it's surprising that it has such a high number, for considering that that's kind of the thing about IMDb TV shows. It's like some shows have like a very low ranking, but most of the episodes average a higher number, and vice versa can work too. This is kind of the case here, because I bet if I averaged the rankings of episodes out per season, it would probably be lower than 7.6 in my opinion. But yeah, it's like with Anthology shows, you just need to watch the right few amount of great episodes, and you automatically think highly of the show, even though some of the other episodes are probably trash. But yeah, not a lot of notable guest stars or guest writers. I mean, there's some good ones. Don't get me wrong. There's good ones in there. It's just it kind of ranges a little bit. Oh man, there's But yeah, also there's 2 bonus episodes in here. And they don't have the same introduction as the Tales from the Darkside introduction. They're kind of, I feel like they were either pilots for the show that weren't picked up, or for another show, or whatever. Either way, they were connected to from the Darkside show production in some way, shape, or form, and they included those 2 episodes in there. I forgot what they were called. let me look here quickly. But yeah, this is the box set that comes. It comes with a cover, and then this, and then the back, and yeah, a lot of DVDs, a lot. Like, how many? Oh fuck, this thing falls out too. Just to warn you, this thing does fall out. Let's see. There's 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 discs. The 2 bonus episodes are the last disc, the final season last disc. Oh yeah, special. Alright, bonus episodes from the production company that brought you Tales from the Darkside. First one's called Akhar's Daughter, and the second one's called Attic Suite. Now, all the two, I think Attic Suite's a bit better, but both of them are pretty solid episodes. I mean, they couldn't be worse than some of the other ones, let's see, like Barter's one. And it's kind of a shame because the show kind of ends on not a very good episode either. Basher Malone. That's the final episode, and it's not really that good. It's alright, but it's not fantastic. Trick or Treat, it was, on IMDb, some episodes on TV shows get labeled episode 0, and they're usually the pilot. Most of the time, those aren't counted as part, but this one was. And it was retconned into becoming, because it didn't have the Tales from the Darkside introduction when it was first made, but they ended up making it that way. So when they rerun it, they added that introduction, and pretty simple. It was a pretty awesome episode too. The one after when it was first released, the first episode was called The New Man, and that one wasn't. That's the thing about some episodes don't feel complete. They just kind of end, and you're just like, oh, well, could have kept going. They didn't feel finished. Some episodes don't really feel finished, and it's kind of a shame. Now there is and there's not really a host per se, and there's no part 1s or part 2s. They're all standalone episodes. They don't connect at all. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I recommend. If you like horror, if you definitely like horror, definitely pick this up. If you wanted to, you could skip around. If you look up the episodes up on IMDb, you could skip around. But in all honesty, I think all the episodes, even the bad ones, deserve at least one watch, because some of them are so weird and so batshit weird that you almost have to watch them once. Because there's some episodes that have low numbers that I actually do like, and I actually did get a kick out of them. So. And that could range from person to person. So I suggest watching all of them once, and after that, if you only want to watch the good ones or the ones you like, you can. I mean, if this was available streaming somewhere, I recommend that, but it really isn't. And this isn't that expensive for a complete series of such quality. So yeah, I recommend this. This actually came first. Believe it or not, Tales from the Crypt came out in '89. That's when it first started. This came out in, 83, 84. So this came first, but that was probably more. Tales from the Crypt was more successful, and so far I'm agreeing with it. I'll talk about that Tales from the Crypt in a different episode. But yes, yeah, this is good. I would probably watch this again at some point. But you really have to be careful because it does range and you really have to watch out. Yeah, it's kind of. There's not much else to say about it. It's just kind of it was there. It was pretty cool, and they've been trying to do that a lot lately. Like Black Mirror, I talk about Black Mirror quite a bit for these, and yeah, it's not educationally stimulating if that's what if you're looking for something like Black Mirror Twilight Zone vibe. It's definitely more like horror. Although there's one episode on here that I do enjoy that kind of has a little bit of that vibe, and I won't tell you what it. I don't remember the name of it. First off, actually, you know what? I have the list right in here. I'll look it up. Let's see. I think it was Bigelow / Smoke. I think that's what it was called. It's on disc 3 of season 1. But yeah, I do like this show. It wasn't my top 30. I'll just say that. Most of the shows I probably talk about are either below my top 30 or ones I just watched, and I haven't. And they probably would be in my top 30 if I redid it. But this isn't. The reason why is because the episodes do range a lot, and I've watched a lot of TV shows. I binge watch a lot of them, and I watched a lot of great ones. So, and there has to be a bottom show. There has to be a bottom one when you make a list. And you may love the show, you may find it indifferent, but this is kind of the bottom one. Not because it's terrible, but because I've seen so many good ones. But it's still worth a watch if you're a horror fan. Is it good for non-horror fans? No, because it doesn't really offer anything really educationally stimulating, like a moral or a lesson or something like that. I mean, some of the episodes, if you're like a critic or like someone who likes high quality film, there's some episodes that are pitch perfect, are like awesome, and then there's others that are kind of garbage. Enjoyable garbage, but garbage nonetheless. So it kind of, it does range. There's some creativity, but you can tell that being done like on fucking CBS, there was limitations, which is unfortunate. But they made the most of it for some episodes, and it stands out. It's kind of weird. Like the first 3 seasons, they have one episode that's 8.0 or above. Season 4 doesn't, which is probably a sign, but there's some good episodes of season 4 too. But yeah, I've talked long enough. And oh, by the way, the 2 bonus episodes, yeah, good luck finding any information about them. Like, really. I looked high and low when I first got this for those information on those 2 episodes. I couldn't find shit. Nothing. No IMDb thing. They're not included with the Tales from the Darkside IMDb page. So, I don't know what they stand for rank-wise. So, but take my word for it. They are good. If you're going to watch this, you might as well watch those 2 episodes. But yeah, I definitely recommend this, even though I wouldn't say it's a perfect show. I think there's enough good in it to watch. Even in the shitty episodes, there's some things that are enjoyable about it, even if it's badly enjoyable. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos. Give it a watch if you feel like it. And yeah, I talked enough about it. So far I love Tales from the Crypt. I won't talk about that in the next episode because I'm not done with it yet. But I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it at some point because I think it's a pretty awesome. It's starting to sprue around a lot across the stores along with Tales from the Darkside. So I'll talk about it a little bit. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.